they attend in the public schools they attend. And more choices for the elderly and for people with disabilities and the long-term care they receive. A government that is leaner, not meaner. A government that expands opportunity, not bureaucracy. A government that understands that jobs must come from growth in a vibrant and vital system of free enterprise. I call this approach a new covenant, a solemn agreement between the people and their government, based not simply on what each of us can take, but what all of us must give to our nation. We offer our people a new choice based on old values. We offer opportunity. We demand responsibility. We will build an American community again. The choice we offer is not conservative or liberal. In many ways, it's not even Republican or Democratic. It's different, it's new, and it will work. It will work because it is rooted in the vision and the values of the American people. Of all the things George Bush has ever said that I disagree with, perhaps the thing that bothers me most is how he derides and degrades the American tradition of seeing and seeking a better future. He mocks it as the vision thing. But just remember what the Scripture says. Where there is no vision, the people perish. I hope nobody in this great hall tonight or in our beloved country has to go through tomorrow without a vision. I hope no one ever tries to raise a child without a vision. I hope nobody ever starts a business or plants a crop in the ground without a vision. For where there is no vision, the people perish. One of the reasons we have so many children in so much trouble in so many places in this nation is because they have seen so little opportunity, so little responsibility, so little loving, caring community that they literally cannot imagine the life we are calling them to lead. And so I say again, where there is no vision, America will perish. What is the vision of our new covenant? An America with millions of new jobs and dozens of new industries moving confidently toward the 21st century. An America that says to entrepreneurs and business people, we will give you more incentives and more opportunity than ever before to develop the skills of your workers and to create American jobs and American wealth in the new global economy. But you must do your part. You must be responsible. American companies must act like American companies again, exporting products, not jobs. That's what this new covenant's all about. An America in which the doors of college are thrown open once again to the sons and daughters of stenographers and steel workers. We'll say Everybody can borrow the money to go to college, but you must do your part. You must pay it back from your paychecks, or better yet, by going back home and serving your communities. Just think of it. Think of it. Millions of energetic young men and women serving their country by policing the streets, or teaching the children, or caring for the sick, or working with the elderly and people with disabilities, or helping young people to stay off drugs and out of gangs, giving us all a sense of new hope and limitless possibilities. That's what this new covenant is all about. An America in which health care is a right, not a privilege. In which we say to all of our people, your government has the courage, finally, to take on the health care profiteers and make health care affordable for every family. But you must do your part. Preventive care, prenatal care, childhood immunization, saving lives, saving money, saving families from heartbreak. That's what the new covenant is all about. An America in which middle-class incomes, not middle-class taxes, are going up. An America, yes, in which the wealthiest few, those making over $200,000 a year, are asked to pay their fair share. An America in which the rich are not soaked, but the middle class is not drowned either. Responsibility starts at the top. That's what the new covenant is all about. An America where we end welfare as we know it. We will say to those on welfare, you will have and you deserve the opportunity through training and education, through child care and medical coverage, to liberate yourself. But then, when you can, you must work, because welfare should be a second chance, not a way of life. That's what the new covenant is all about. An America with the world's strongest defense, ready and willing to use force when necessary. An America at the forefront of the global effort to preserve and protect our common environment and promoting global growth. An America that will not coddle tyrants from Baghdad to Beijing. An America that champions the cause of freedom and democracy from Eastern Europe to Southern Africa, and in our own hemisphere in Haiti and Cuba. The end of the Cold War permits us to reduce defense spending while still maintaining the strongest defense in the world. But we must plow back every dollar of defense cuts into building American jobs right here at home. I know well that the world needs a strong America, but we have learned that strength begins at home. But the new covenant is about more than opportunities and responsibilities for you and your families. It's also about our common community. Tonight, every one of you knows deep in your heart that we are too divided. It is time to heal America. And so we must say to every American, look beyond the stereotypes that blind us. We need each other. All of us, we need each other. We don't have a person to waste. And yet, for too long, politicians have told the most of us that are doing all right that what's really wrong with America is the rest of us. Them the minorities, them the liberals, them the poor, them the homeless, them the people with disabilities, them the gays. We've gotten to where we've nearly themmed ourselves to death. Them and them and them. This is America. There is no them. There is only us. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That is our Pledge of Allegiance. And that's what the new covenant is all about. How do I know we can come together and make change happen? Because I have seen it in my own state. In Arkansas, we're working together and we're making progress. No, there's no Arkansas miracle. But there are a lot of miraculous people. And because of them, our schools are better, our wages are higher, our factories are busier, our water is cleaner, and our budget is balanced. We're moving ahead. I wish I could say the same thing about America under the incumbent president. He took the richest country in the world and brought it down. We took one of the poorest states in America and lifted it up. And so, I say to all of those in this campaign season who would criticize Arkansas, come on down. Especially if you're from Washington, come on down. Sure, you'll see us struggling against some of the problems we haven't solved yet. But you'll also see a lot of great people doing amazing things. And you might even learn a thing or two. In the end, my fellow Americans, this new covenant simply asks us all to be Americans again. Old-fashioned Americans for a new time. Opportunity, responsibility, community. When we pull together, America will pull ahead. Throughout the whole history of these countries, we have seen time and time and time again, when we are united, we are unstoppable. We can seize this moment, make it exciting and energizing and heroic to be American again. We can renew our faith in each other and in ourselves. We can restore our sense of unity and community. As the Scripture says, our eyes have not yet seen, nor our ears heard, nor our minds imagined what we can build. But I can't do this alone. No president can. We must do it together. It won't be easy, and it won't be quick. We didn't get into this mess overnight, and we won't get out of it overnight. But we can do it with commitment, creativity, diversity, and drive. We can do it. 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 I want every person in this hall and every person in this land to reach out and join us in a great new adventure, to chart a bold new future. As a teenager, I heard John Kennedy's summons to citizenship. And then as a student at Georgetown, I heard that call clarified by a professor named Carol Quigley, who said to us that America was the greatest nation in history because our people had always believed in two things: that tomorrow can be better than today, and that every one of us has a personal, moral responsibility to make it so. That kind of future entered my life the night our daughter, Chelsea, was born. As I stood in the delivery room, I was overcome with the thought that God had given me a blessing my own father never knew: the chance to hold my child in my arms. Somewhere at this very moment, a child is being born in America. Let it be our cause to give that child a happy home, a healthy family, and a hopeful future. Let it be our cause to see that that child has a chance to live to the fullest of her God-given capacities. Let it be our cause to see that child grow up strong and secure, braced by her challenges, but never struggling alone, with family and friends and a faith that in America no one is left out, no one is left behind. Let it be our cause that when this child is able, she gives something back to her children, her community, and her country. Let it be our cause that we give this child a country that is coming together, not coming apart. A country of boundless hopes and endless dreams. a country that once again lifts its people and inspires the world. Let that be our cause, our commitment, and our new covenant. My fellow Americans, I end tonight where it all began for me. I still believe in a place called hope. God bless you, and God bless America.
The tune is Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. Fleetwood Mac. Mrs. Clinton, Mrs. Gore. Madison Square Garden. The balloons, 15,000 of them now. In 1980, at President Carter's renomination here in Madison Square Garden, woe is me, the balloons did not come down. Charles Perrault, remember that?
I do.
I'm told this time that they required of the balloon supplier, the contractor, some cash put away. It said if the balloons don't come down this time, it's going to cost you. And he agreed. Well, Charles, conventions, speeches, and balloon drops are one thing. Winning elections are quite another. One of the purposes of these conventions is to create a kind of pep rally attitude. Reminds you of one of those great bonfires before the big game in high school or college. So to get some of the flavor, let's go down to the floor and Susan Spencer. Susan?
You can get the balloons out of the way. We'll say a few words with Senator Pryor.
He's trying to help you.
What is,
he's trying to help you.
Was that the speech of his life, Senator?
Pardon?
Senator Pryor, was that the speech of Bill Clinton's life?
I think that was a very fine speech. I think he enunciated some of the not only the goals of the campaign, but some of the policies of this administration. First, he's trying to achieve unity in this country. He's trying to bring us together. He's trying to reach out. He's trying to reach out to Perot, to labor and business and black and white and all segments of America. He wants to bring us back together.
Is this going to play with Perot supporters?
Pardon?
Is this going to play with supporters of Ross Perot? He made a specific appeal to them.
Yes, I think it will. I hope it will. A lot of the Perot people are disenchanted with government. They want new leadership, and now I'm hoping they're saying that Bill Clinton is that person. Thank you very much.
Dan?
Susan Spencer with David Pryor, Senator from Arkansas. Let's go over to Ed Bradley, who's down there also under the bombardment of balloons. Ed?
Dan, I've got a big bag of balloons that's trying to shake loose. Maybe I'll get about a minute before it comes down. I tell you, the speech played very well here. Some people started to feel it was a bit long, about 5-10 minutes from the end, but the reaction here was positive. He hit every note he needed to hit. And you sort of looked around in the crowd here, and you sort of see what the Democratic Party is trying to do, because you see people of every stripe here. I looked at a woman who was born standing behind me in the Philippines, blacks, whites, Christians, Jews, all trying to get united, and Clinton feeling that he has a unified party. I tell you, Dan, it's hard to imagine that he could have put together a better convention. He got an opportunity to play hardball with those he wanted to play hardball with in negotiations, to keep them off the podium if they didn't do what the Clinton team wanted them to do. And he negotiated and compromised with those who were willing to negotiate and compromise. And in the end, he got the balloons to come down. So it was a good convention, Dan.
Bob Schieffer is on the podium watching all this. Bob?
All right, well, Dan, I'm up here on the podium, and everybody who's anybody in politics or Democratic politics, and a lot of other people too, are coming onto this podium. There's Senator John Breaux. Senator, how'd you like to treat?
It's going to win in Louisiana.
All right. We just saw, well, you're seeing them as they come out onto the stage now. I'm back here at the door where they're coming in. This, of course, was a very different kind of speech for a Democratic candidate to make tonight. Clearly an appeal to the middle class. Here I see Governor and Mrs. Dukakis. What did you think, Governor?
That was terrific.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
2 great speeches. Just fabulous.
All right, back to you, Dan.
Thanks, Bob. Well, there's still a few balloons to drop as the Clintons and the Gores do what you do on the night when you accept the nomination for president and vice president. Charles, the speech itself, Ed Bradley referred to its length. It was a different assignment that Bill Clinton had in Atlanta, but where he got so much criticism. In Atlanta, he spoke for about 33 minutes when he was supposed to speak for about 15. Tonight was a whole different thing, accepting the presidential nomination. He spoke for 52, almost 53 minutes, I think, and as Ed noted, while certainly there were those on the floor who thought it might be a tad long, when just before he got to the close, he rallied at the close and really brought it home.
Well, it was perilously close to an hour. It was not without its eloquence, but it typified the well-known tendency of this man. When you ask him what he thinks, to tell you everything he thinks about. He mentioned South Africa, he mentioned prenatal care, and he mentioned people who ride in pickup trucks. He has a vision for the country. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He left no doubt tonight. He mentioned everything he wants to do as president.
Well, he hit hard on the theme of the economy. There was no foreign agenda. Quoted scripture, appealed to women and the middle economic class, and certainly appealed to the supporters of Ross Perot, left today by Perot himself with his line, speaking of his new covenant, quote, "It's not conservative or liberal, Democrat or Republican, it is different, it is new," unquote, Bill Clinton.
And he left nothing out.
Well, time for us to leave the Democratic National Convention. We will, of course, be covering in similar ways the Republican Convention in Houston in the middle of August. Storylines of this night and this Democratic Convention on the night Ross Perot quit, said, "No, I'm out of here, hasta la vista." After 4 nights of spotlight on the Democrats and their nominee, the Clinton-Gore ticket heads out of New York, trying to adjust its strategy a bit. Now it's not a 3-way race. It's once again a 2-way race. Now you don't need 37, 38, 39% of the vote to win. Now you need something over 50%. Apparently they're going to head directly for shopping for votes in the malls and suburbs of America, so they can especially appeal to the people who were for Ross Perot. after, as they see it, moving the Democratic Party to the middle of the road and opening up lines of attack on Bush Quayle. But it'll be a cold shower when they leave New York, in the sense that they can now expect counterattacks by Bush Quayle beginning almost immediately. And one question that we are left to consider as we think about this week and tonight: the Democrats have built momentum here. The Clinton-Gore ticket has built momentum. But does the momentum last for the long haul till Election Day? More coverage coming up on your late local news and later on the CBS News program Up to the Minute. And of course, Harry Smith and Paula Zahn will have the morning after on CBS This Morning. With Charles Kuralt, and for all of us here at CBS News, Dan Rather. Thank you for tuning us in. Good night, everybody.
Stay with CBS News for continuing coverage of Campaign 92.
Experience CBS News.
This is CBS.
Can you imagine throwing hundreds, even thousands of dollars out the window? Well, that's what you're going to do unless you have the most energy efficient and custom-made windows in your home. It's been estimated that 70% of energy loss goes out through our windows and doors. But with American Home Design's custom-made, energy-efficient windows, you're guaranteed a minimum 25% saving on your heating and cooling bills. Plus, our windows are easy to clean and never need caulking and painting.
American Home Design added the sunroom and deck to our home. They did everything, the siding, the windows, even a vaulted ceiling, and we love it.
They did it perfectly on schedule, and we're tickled to death with all of it.
We saved some